Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, you're very welcome. This is Reading the Past and I'm Dr. Cat. Today's video is a little bit of a departure from the usual content that I've been putting out, because I realised that the day this video will be going up, that Christmas Day will be the Monday after next. And if you're like me, then perhaps you are currently in the cycle of panic buying Christmas presents for people in your life. So I thought, well, as a history lover myself, perhaps I could offer you all some gift ideas for the history lovers in your life. Let's start by looking at some alternative activities that your history lover might really enjoy. If they're anything like me, I am particularly interested by weapons forms and in fact the history of violence. Now my husband knows this and is not as scared as you may think. And he has taken me to do two types of activities that I've really enjoyed. One was axe throwing. We went to Whistle Punks in London. They also have venues in Birmingham and Manchester, and I'm going to be showing you their website and their price list right now. We also went and did archery. Now we've done archery in lots and lots of places. We've done modern sports archery and we've also done historical bow archery. Most recently, we went to a venue called Archery Fit that's also in London. Now, a lot of these places are London focused and certainly UK focused, but I'm hoping that with these ideas, if you are elsewhere, so in the UK but not in London, or in fact the rest of the world, that there will be something similar that you can find through Googling. We went to a place called Archery Fit and they have a variety of carbon bows and more historical bows that you can experiment with. And here is their expanded price list, but you're probably going to want to do their 90-minute taster. The instructor we had was really great and informative and patient, and I can't recommend them enough. Another option, and these vary in price, is to find a history walk. You can either construct your own history walk. There are loads of online resources that offer tips on history tours and potentially even bullet points that you can guide your history buff around. They also do small, tiny little books that you could buy for yourself so that you can do a present for your history buff. Also, if you go on websites like Funzing, they will frequently have history tours and walking tours that you can go on. One such tour that you're going to find on these websites is a mudlarking tour. Now again, this is very London centric. If you are a Londoner or have plans to come to London, mudlarking and the study of mudlarking or trips on a mudlarking walk are super interesting for us history nerds. Mudlarks go down to the Thames foreshore and they root around and they find historical properties. If you check out my Instagram, I'll also insert the picture from that here. I got the opportunity to go mudlarking and it was brilliant. I got to dig around on the foreshore and find really cool objects and be with people who were super experienced in mudlarking, and it was just a great day. If you want to actually make your history buff a mudlark, then you can buy a license. It's a 2-year license, and I'm going to be putting the price up there because they have an adult price and they also have an accompanied minor price from 12 to 17. So perhaps that's something that you might want to look into as well. If your history lover also happens to be a theatre buff, then perhaps you want to make a day of it. If you come into London, perhaps you want to start at Southwark Cathedral. You can go and see the memorial to William Shakespeare. You can come round, have a look at the Golden Hind. That's the ship that crossed the world, Francis Drake's ship. Then perhaps move on. The Clink Museum is just down the alleyway past the Golden Hind. Keep walking through, and if you turn off, you can get to the site of the old Rose Playhouse on Bankside. Now, every Saturday, the Rose Playhouse has an open day, and I'm going to be showing you their website with the information there. So it's always a good idea to check that it is actually running on the Saturday that you're considering coming. But in addition to the open day, they run these workshops. So you can see here that they have a costume history workshop, they have a workshop about the archaeology of the site, and fascinatingly, the Rose is still very much an archaeological site under exploration. On top of that, they also have performance history workshops. And what's even better is that they don't actually charge a ticket price. It's based upon donations. What they're doing here is great, so I recommend that you donate as much as you possibly can, and I hope you have a great time there. Also, while you're there, you are just round the corner from Shakespeare's Globe. If you're going in December and you're planning on seeing a play, you will be in the indoor space, the Sam Wanamaker. That is a Jacobean candlelit theatre, and it's beautiful, and the shows are also beautiful as well. If you're there in the summer, then the main house will also be open, so you can go and see a play in the open air. They also have an exhibition on site, a museum to Shakespeare and theatre history, and they also run tours of the theatre space. So you could almost make a theatrical day of it if you were so inclined. Another option for a Christmas gift is slightly pricier, but if you know your history buff very well, and you know they would like one of these things, it's an incredibly thoughtful gift that lasts a whole year. And I am talking about museum membership. I myself am a member of Historic Royal Palaces. I'm going to be pulling up their website now. Now, as you can see, they have a number of properties within London and one in Northern Ireland. So it's £52 for an individual, it's £80 you can see for a joint membership, and there are also 2 types of family membership. In addition to getting access to the palaces for free, the other thing you have access to is the member events. Now, they are paid for as an additional charge, but they have lunchtime lectures, they have book clubs, they have evening lectures, they have book launches, and during Christmas they also have carol services both at the Tower of London in the chapel and also in the Chapel Royal at Hampton Court Palace. My mum is also a member of Historic Royal Palaces and has been for a number of years, and she and I really enjoy going to the carol service every December at the Tower of London, and we will be going again this year. So that's a membership that I personally enjoy and really recommend. However, if you aren't a Londoner, if you spend no time in London, if you have no interest in coming to London, then perhaps a similar membership would be the National Trust membership. Now, here is their information from their website and their price list. As you can see, it's slightly more expensive for a year. It is £69 for an individual membership, and it's £114 for a joint adult membership. They also have family and lifetime memberships, as you can see here. Now, the National Trust has houses and also gardens. So if you're a fan of long country walks, this might be a really great membership for you to get, or for your history buff to get. Of course, there are plenty of other museums that offer membership both in London and the wider UK, and in fact the rest of the world. But another option for a UK membership that I think is really interesting, particularly if you or your history buff like to attend a bunch of different museums and check out a load of different exhibitions at lots of different sites, and that is the Art Fund Art Pass. And here is their pricing information from their website. As you can see, the year's membership for an individual is £67. A double membership is £99, and if you are a lucky duck who is under 26, it's £34. They may offer something similar in price for the OAPs, but it's not on this website, so that's worth questioning and checking out. As you can see, they also have family and life memberships. Now, why the Art Fund is something that I am suggesting, rather than listing all of the different museums that have memberships on offer, is that with the Art Fund, you either get free entry into museums, or you get 50% off of a ticket price, either for a museum or an exhibition. And as you can see, there is an enormous list of free entry and half price entry being shown now. Too many for me to sit here and list. But if you like to go to, say, the Natural History Museum one week and maybe the V&A the next week, and to go and see something at the British Museum the week after that, if that is how you like to encounter museums, or for that matter, how your history buff likes to encounter museums, then perhaps the Art Fund Pass makes a lot more sense than a museum membership. Now, you may not always get free entry, you may get the half price entry, but that is still going to be an enormous saving over the course of the year, particularly if you or your history buff is a regular attender at these different museums. So that's worth checking out. And I'll be leaving all of the website links to everything that I suggest in terms of museum memberships, and in fact everything throughout the video, in the description box down below. Moving on from these ideas about activities and memberships, I also think that it's sometimes nice to give a historically themed gift, whether it's a stocking stuffer or a joke present or even something that's more elaborate, perhaps even an art print. Now, if you saw my Stratford-upon-Avon video, you will recognise what I'm going to talk about next. I'll be linking that video up here. But when we came back from Stratford-upon-Avon, and if you're looking at the bookshelf behind me, you'll see as well, we came back with some fun historical figure rubber ducks. So I've got Elizabeth I and Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII, and I've got Rosie the Riveter, and I've got a Spitfire pilot, and I've also got Shapes Duck. Now, these were bought in Stratford-upon-Avon in person, and I'm sure that across the country there are plenty of places that stock these where you can buy them in person. However, they are made by a company called Yarto. So that's the company that made all of the ducks that we bought, and you can get them on a variety of websites. If you go to Yarto itself, they are clearly bulk buy jobbies. But if you're not interested in buying in bulk, then there is this website that I found. It's called shopforducks.co.uk, and as you can see, the ducks there are £6.99 per duck plus postage and packing. And I think it's a really cute way to say to the history buff in your life, I know what you're interested in, and particularly if they've got a favourite historical figure, if that's one of the ones that is on this website, and I'm going to show you all of the historical figures through the website, if they also are passionate about a particular historical figure or historical period, this duck could be something that makes a really cute stocking stuffer for them. In a similar vein, you might also want to check out this website. They stock memorabilia packs of historical periods and events. Their website is mempackcompany.com. These are really interesting little bits that you might want to give to your history buff. It's sometimes nice to experience those physical reproductions, particularly if it's about a period that they find especially meaningful. So I'm going to be scrolling through what they have on offer here, and as you can see, they cover quite a lot of different material and different periods and different events, and these packs retail at £6.95, which I think makes them a really lovely stocking stuffer. Next up is something that's actually pretty expensive but also really funny, particularly if the history buff in your life is a fan of the Tudors. And as far as I'm concerned, why wouldn't you be a fan of the Tudors? They are amazing. I was on Etsy and I was probably looking up something to do with Anne Boleyn, either a print or a t-shirt with her on, but I came across these, and they do retail at £17.50 plus £3 shipping to the UK, and that is £17.50 for a single set of underwear, which is quite expensive, I understand. But they come in a variety of sizes, male and female, and you can have Henry VIII, Anne Boleyn or Elizabeth I. They aren't cheap, but they are pretty funny in terms of Christmas present for a history lover. They may want to have a historical figure on their underpants. Last, but by no means least, I'd like to introduce you to a book on one page. Now, there are other companies that are doing something similar, but the guy who started this company, if you want to meet him, he's in Spitalfields Market on a market stall there, and what you have here is an entire book on one page, and also with it you have complementary art that works alongside it that makes a really nice wall piece. As a history buff, they probably have a book or a text that is incredibly meaningful to them. And this is a great way to win brownie points and show that you are really listening and that you know what they like. And they can have this wonderful art piece for their home. So that concludes my list of gift ideas for the history buff in your life. What I think is quite cool about the list that I've put together is that it's not explicitly Christmassy things. So these gifts could work for a birthday or maybe a graduation, to say I'm sorry or thank you or congratulations. Whatever you are buying your gifts for, that's between you and your bank balance and of course your history buff. But as I said, we are hurtling towards Christmas, and so if you've got any other ideas, if you think that there's something that I have clearly overlooked as a perfect gift idea for the history buff in somebody's life, please do leave it in the comment section down below so that you can help me out, but also so you can help everybody else out who's been watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, please give it a like, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon so you know when I'm going to be next uploading. And I will be uploading on the same schedule throughout December, so every Friday at 4 p.m. And I hope you have a great Christmas, whatever you have planned. I hope you get the chance to rest and relax. I hope you get to see the people that you want to see, eat the food that you want to eat, and watch some cool TV. Maybe you get to see a good film or a really interesting documentary. I hope you also find time to maybe crack into some of those books that have been weighing down your bookshelf. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope you take care when you're out there Christmas shopping. It's going to be wild as we run into Christmas. So look after yourself, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all next time. Take care and bye-bye for now.